on Overpass, and I do believe this will be a great match. It determines who will top Group D, and therefore get straight through into the top 8 of the playoffs, into a great position, and a great position right now for Bit as he falls back. He's left in the open. How does he hit 2? In that situation with the USP, Shush will try to combat that with aggression toward the bathrooms, having already gotten the kill. It's Boomich that's left inside the site. This is a fast pistol round, Jason.
Yeah, and I mean, it might have been effective. It might have really caught him off guard if it wasn't for Bit. He had no business getting a double kill. Stound's going to try and bring this back. This is still possible despite the incredible opening from Bit in this final match of Group D for both of these teams. Flank from Electronic, it's massive, but he can't connect the shot. He wants to stay alive. He doesn't need to commit to the fight. He needs to make sure they can't fall back, and actually, they might choose to double up and aggress upon him. They might assume that it's just one player on this flank.
Electronic sliding in down to the stairwell position, the underpass. Try to come up and make contact, lock them in. He's at least gotten the information. Cadian is aware and is going searching. This will buy some time and space because they have to try and open the map back up, first and foremost, and also not get flanked before they could arrive on the site. So even though they got the response on Bit, and it looked like it was going to be a quick play, they really can't get anywhere now. No, but this is relatively smart from Heroic. I mean, kind of all they can do at the moment. Cadian just making sure that Electronic is truly pushed all the way back. Stound is making sure he can't get spotted. So you're putting a little bit of pressure on NaVi to make a decision of which bomb site they want to protect. That's great. Shooting from Stound. Here we go. The dualies. Perfecto locked into the corner. He's got no backup. They're so low. Spamming away. He's got the first. Dooley's doing damage, but can't collect the kill. The UPS could be a one-shot wonder. It is, but it's in the hands of Electronic instead. The CT side wins it out in a one-on-one, and NaVi take the first round. Ooh, that's crazy, and that's just a taste of what's to come. Both of these teams, you could see Heroic put on the back foot by these kills from Bit. Look at, this is such an uncomfortable fight in every way. Running backwards, trying to get into cover. He knows so many bodies are coming at him. Has no business getting that second kill. But a nice shooting and a good block from Simple. Actually, the block didn't even necessarily help that kill. It actually might have made that a little bit risky, but as we know... It did give him space to walk out without being gray screen, but you're right. There was actually not vision. Peak was coming in before he would have had the benefit of that space, right? But, I mean, look, he made it work. Still, Heroic makes it competitive. One-on-one that Electronic wins out. And he goes on to the FAMAS in this round. 2 of them in the round. It's Perfecto that holds the other one Bit right onto the M4. Interestingly, Boomich and Simple, the ones that are on the MP9s. Scout for Cadian. I've been enjoying the Scout lately. I know this is going to sound terrible. I kind of miss the jump Scout just because it was... That does sound terrible. Look, it wasn't great, but it was exciting, right? And I think the Scout's kind of fallen out of favor a little bit in these rounds, but we're seeing it more and more now that the Deagle body shot damage has been buffed. It's really coming back in, and I think it's pretty solid right now. Oh, there's the tag. Boomich not aware the test is so close. That's dangerous. That's an AK-47. That's the entry that's going to be provided. What a great march from Heroic up long with the cover. Bit, again, in a very difficult spot, but he's going to find safety in the bathroom. Simple is covering his back, but the A-bomb site, for the moment, is under a lot of pressure. Good kill from Bit as Stound tries to cross in. Need to be aware of Refresh that's still working out because Simple naturally would want to get closer. No one's even looking at this yet. Bit realizing now that Simple's there, he's got to turn it around. Rifle down, and Refresh was desperate to get toward it, but could not. Bomb planted. Heroic in a great situation considering the round they were working with, and Tessus still has this AK-47 in his hand against the 2 FAMASes, but they'll peak relatively together, we'll call it. And certainly we're there for the trade. If one had gone down, Perfecto and Electronic win out the round. Yeah, trying to change his position out of bathroom so maybe he could catch a player off guard and just gets caught in transition. Nicely done. A challenging round for NaVi. Actually, with that plant, it could be interesting if Heroic wants to actually go back into this. They almost made that by work. They know they've got to have the money from NaVi pretty low on an edge. They're going to invest somewhat. So going to continue applying pressure. 2 very close rounds between these 2 teams. Winner of this match goes on to the quarterfinals of the ESL Pro League playoffs. The loser drops down to the round of 12. A little bit of different format than what we're used to seeing at the IEM events. This round-robin group stage into an extended playoff bracket. And as someone who's dropped down into that round of 12, it's like it's a grueling process to play that extra series as well in the playoffs. Electronic's going to be playing behind the smoke. And Heroic is just going to take standard control. Small buy, only partial investments from most of the players. Again, that Hero AK on Tessus worked wonders in the previous round, providing them the opening onto Boomich. But again, the goal here, even if there's not going to be a victory, is that you have the weapons to get a few kills and continue to keep this money for NaVi as low as possible. Perhaps
deny the op on Simple as long as humanly possible. A lot of information is gathered from Bit, and he can hear these footsteps running. He can hear them running back to the B bomb site. Oh, this is so beautiful. He's not really going to see anyone, obviously. He's not going to even go for a kill, but the fact that he's hearing these footsteps is massive. Boomich still has to be kept honest in case there's a lurker, but NaVi knows everything that's happening, and now Bit gets put into play. This is perfect.
Bit is absolutely, I was about to say, in the perfect position, but they're starting to run away from him. That makes it difficult with the MP9 at range, but he makes no mistake and still finds 2 headshots. And he gets the information for his teammates. He might as well soften them up at that point because he's not going to catch them before the contact's made. So just do damage. He gets 2 headshots. Is about as good as you could have expected in that.
And importantly, the victory, the 3rd round for NaVi, but not just that. That flank, I mean, allows NaVi to keep 4 players surviving in that round. So the entire goal of it to do economic damage to the NaVi defense is entirely negated. Benefit, I think, of a lack of head armor for Bit to get that long-range kill on the first player. And now we have the full buy coming in for Heroic. AK-47s and Galil. NaVi have survived the early pressure.
Refresh, backing away. Molotov, and oh, damage, tons of.
Yikes.
Down to 14. That must have been from Boomich from that exact position.
That's not a fun spam to take.
No, not really. Oh, that's a lovely flash, though. Not a fun bullet to take if you're Bit.
It's a lovely sequence. The Molotov to force him out into the open, or to make sure that he's going to be in the open to catch that flashbang full on. Oh, good. Oh, no.
Wow.
Refresh gets dinked through the boards, and he says, screw it. I'll take 2 down through the smoke.
So just Boomich and Simple left to fight this round. It looked like it was going to be a good start with Refresh taking that damage, like you say, and then a lot of aggressive map control. Boomich going to try and repeat this, hold an angle, see the man first. He will. Absolutely no mistake. Takes down Tessus.
This will be interesting, because this is one of the great things that NaVi did yesterday in the first map of their BO3 against Astralis, is win rounds like this, 2-on-5s, 3-on-5s, incredible, heroic, individual plays.
This is interesting from Simple. Self-smoke, he's going to try and play around it. It's perfect so far! He actually got 2 in that sequence. Bomb was dropped. If he had found the 3rd, my God, what a play that would have been. But it's Boomich now that has a chance, thanks to that self-smoke, thanks to that cagey play from Simple. And as he goes over the dumpster, unfortunately, he does not account for the fact that Shush was the one still over by the truck. It's Heroic with their first round, but man, oh man, even that was tense.
Yeah, tough 1v2 for Boomich to win, not knowing where that second player was, but you can see the danger. He gets 1 kill towards the B bomb site, and just the individual skill showing up, making it possible. This is wonderful. Once you kill the first player, he's like, all right, I know what this play is. I know what's going on. Usually there's a second player next to him, and he finds himself too. Good on Refresh. Boomich might have also thought that smoke was going to last a little bit longer.
Simple waiting and holding.
He's got the AWP as well. Bid in bathrooms. Electronic controls-ish. Not anymore. Saw his toes. Didn't even get a chance to fight back. Perfecto's going to have to get this contact, but he's going to have to stay alive. Simple still looking towards sandbags, towards short. They're going to hear that scope, and that's going to give the information not only that there's an AWP in play and they don't want to mess with it, but also they know where Simple is.
Yep.
And he's going to rotate off, reposition to the other side of the map. We actually heard Kadian talking about this exact thing when he was on the cast with us yesterday, the AWP repositioning as well. And he's reading it at the moment. You could see he sent the bomb back. He said, okay, you guys spotted him out over at the B bomb site. He knows that. We know that. He's going to come over towards A. They've read it perfectly, but you still can't stop him.
The one thing they didn't read is the problem is that the late smoke was thrown from CT, and it was designed entirely to shut down and anyone taking this B site. So even though Simple gets 2 kills on A, they're going to march in open at this point in time. So they've figured it out, Heroic. They certainly were aware as soon as that AWP was on the other side and what that smoke meant that he was likely the one that even threw it. So good read. Katie, as you say, was the one to talk about it. He's very aware in these situations, as we found out yesterday, just listening to his an assessment of both NaVi and Astralis. But the rotation back around, that's brilliant from NaVi.
Well, the brilliant part about it is they start the retake with about 8 seconds left on the clock while the bomb is being planted. So they know, they have a 4-on-3. When the bomb is being planted, it's a 4-on-2, and the planter can't get up to help. He has to make sure that bomb gets down. What a great job. And also pulling attention away from the player coming from sandbags as well. That was the one they wanted to stop it, but they're swinging out Perfecto and Bit to take attention away from that second angle. And Simple with his kit is going to get the defuse. They actually even have time to run all the way to the other side of the map. They went out towards long A to get the AK-47s that Simple picked off earlier. What a turnaround.
Yep. 2 huge kills. I mean, at this point, I was really thinking that this is probably the end of the round, because he gets 2 here. They're already walking into Monster. B's wide open. You don't have any other weaponry, but still, they managed to pull it off. So NaVi in a super good position now, going up 4-1. That'll break the economy yet again. They'll be back to Tech 9s and just P250s.
God, that's got to be so crushing as well. That's got to be a very difficult thing to encounter early on in this game if you are Heroic. That's a lot of momentum taken out of your sails, and also, I mean, just the fact that your plans just get all stopped, crushed. Perfecto, gonna have a lot of bodies at him. Moving through, they found a great timing. Pressure on once again. Heroic trying to bust into this B bomb site, but the 3 players who came through the smoke and through Monster are just gonna back away. Happy to have gone 1 for 1 and forced out some extra nades from the NaVi defense.
Simple holding with the AWP again, this time backside of the A site. They're trying to rotate this around. Good. I mean, credit to Heroic. They continue to find picks in these lesser gun rounds. They're still making it awkward. They're making it a contest. Sure, if they can't win it out entirely, at least they can break down the economy and keep NaVi honest with this scoreline. I mean, they're doing the job.
It's a story as old as time. Like when even on the CT side, even when you're winning and you're kind of racking up rounds, when you're not winning them clean and money's going low. Well, Simple has a flashbang for him. Here we go. Bit's gonna peek with that, and he's gonna get dropped. Molotov was coming in as well. A good shot from Tessa is probably completely blind.
Definitely blind to some degree because it was shown on the HUD, but that was a lovely shot on the AK either way. Again, finding another kill. It's only 1 for 1 on each of these occasions, and it starts to thin the defense considerably. So even though they can't get any of the rifles they've put on the ground, it's going to make this a very winnable situation for Heroic. They still have to contend with the fact that Electronic is shrinking the map on them, though.
Well, NaVi's doing, we saw Bit earlier, Electronic a couple times in pistol round, and now here he's going to get 1 more. So yeah, Refresh and Tesses are into the bomb site again. So low on the time, they need the kills. Turns, oh no, Tesses, 1 more. That's a quad kill. That is incredible stuff from Tesses. He had the 2 hero AKs earlier, and he's living up to the team name now. Beautiful stuff.
Beautiful indeed. That's ridiculous. The fact that he's able to pull this off, again, it goes back to picks sustainably. They can slow the whole map down at this point in time. I like that. That's a foolish shot. That's one of the ones that you hit in deathmatch just because. Like, you turn around and you swing and you're like, click. Oh, cool, got him.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah. The shot you normally wouldn't think you would take. Like, yeah, unreal.
And now, I mean, we've mentioned the economy a couple of times and how it's being kept limited. Oh, my lord. So aggressive. Nobody from Heroic heard it. There goes Tess's. There goes the people's champ from the last few rounds on the Heroic side of things. I want to go back to the point because I was saying Electronic and Bit, and just NaVi in general, a really cool game in terms of philosophy in the mid-round, controlling the center stairs and controlling that underpass location. Just even more getting information. Electronics had a couple of those nice flanks that round, and on the pistol round, obviously that one got shut down by Tess's, but important part of the map that NaVi's controlling in the mid-round.
So Boomich this time to work out. Shush. Pushing up. Electronic, though, on the other side of that is also getting aggressive. So we saw Simple start this round by pushing all the way out. You're right, they didn't hear it. He gets away with that, by the way. He even sat there for a minute like, where's the repeat, guys? Come on. And now we're going to see a little bit of a forward stance in toward water, which is not uncommon. Good Molotov. KDM was ready for that. He takes Perfecto down. In fact, rather, it was the other way around. Stalin was shooting, and it was the Molotov that got the kill. So the damage was there either way. Electronic still holding. He knows now for certain that there will be someone coming this way. Great read. The Apex arch jump off the top of the tunnel bounces the man back down to his aim, and this is a slaughter. Simple can be as aggressive as he like at the start of the round. It's all on to Bit, 1-on-4.
Yeah. Heroic looking clean and polished. That was a great take, especially losing the opening kill in that fashion. Just down to Bit. So clean as well. Perhaps a little bit of a mistake, or maybe a big mistake considering the consequences from Perfecto playing Toxic Barrels when there's nobody to smoke out that Molotov. He didn't have one, his teammates didn't have one. He was forced into a fight that you ain't ever gonna win.
Nice shot, at least with the CZ. I'm useless. I think I've shot that gun like 4 times, but fair play. Bit is very good with it apparently in that situation. He'll take the AK for it. But we've got a 1-round game. And this is exactly the series we want. Now, I do want to see this from Heroic on a stage, but I will say, Cadian, we saw it yesterday when casting with us. He's very good at assessing and analyzing the other teams in almost a counter-strategy aspect. And his reads were pretty solid in what he was expecting yesterday. And I will say, the struggles that Heroic have, they usually give NaVi a pretty good game. So he's certainly aware of what they do, and I would say probably watches quite a few of their demos. So this is exactly what the results should be like for a team like Heroic against NaVi.
That's such a well-coordinated take of water as well. A player messing with door, Electronic had to keep his attention there. His teammate goes down at sandbags, meaning Electronic had to look to the left, and he's dropped from the tunnel. This is great. One thing that we've seen a couple times as well that we can keep our eye on, a lot is always said about Simple, obviously, for good reason, but we saw it yesterday, his ability when the team is struggling, his ability to just take over games. Here at the start, I mean, pushing up with the AWP in the round where he had the only real weapon to fight with at AWP, gets the 2 kills at long aggressively to make sure they can actually rotate back in time. That round that they just lost opens it up by pushing forward towards Playground to get the opening kill. He's just kind of flexing early on in these rounds, which is cool to see. Star player saying he's going to give his team all the advantages.
Oh, missed chance for Refresh. Shush will at least follow it up. Refresh makes good on the second one with Shush getting the assist, and in comes Cadian with the Tech 9 again. Speed on the take at B. Now, there wasn't a lot of weapons against them, to be fair, and this, to be fair, is Bit coming around behind, holding onto the AK. Can't imagine he's going to engage at this point in time.
No, especially because this might have to be, I mean, certainly, yeah, this might have to be like a little bit of a double save to a certain degree, or a smaller buy again in the next round. NaVi doesn't really have the losing bonus and the money built up to get a strong buy in the next one. They're going to get about 2,400, so they can get some M4s. Simple will be kept off that AWP. They'll have a decision to make if they want to buy. I imagine they just go for it with this AK-47. Boomich praying he can get one with the USP, but unlikely. Does get the dink. These B hits so far from Heroic in the early going have been super impressive, super impactful. Seen a couple 1-for-1 trades, but the actual set pieces into the site have been excellent. They've been wonderful. You have to wonder if that's going to put pressure on NaVi, if they're going to have to give a bit more attention to that side of the map.
All 3 games simultaneous at this point as well. So as we mentioned earlier, the EG game, the Complexity game, Ego and Astralis, they're all in action. Not playing in that order, but you understand what I mean. I realized I conveyed that not in the most organized way.
Yeah, maybe could have thrown it together. Yeah, Astralis Complexity is going to be on ESL B stream, and AGO EG is going to be on the C stream.
And there is still a chance that Complexity could get through. Astralis fighting for a chance as well. EG's pretty much done with at this point. And AGO, I think, as well. But look, I'm not a mathematician, okay? Jason, I'm just a guy that talks.
Oh, we know.
I'm a physicist.
I was gonna say, I was actually gonna bring it up. You're not a physicist either.
Tessa's clearing out the stairway position right now to the underpass. Clearing that will be beneficial for him to get forward of the site. There is no one down there. They've also got someone at the end of the hall, so they're pretty confident that unless he's just sitting in the cubby, which is unlikely and really not a threat at this point in time. This is crazy how much contact they've had at Monster, by the way.
This time Perfecto does have a smoke, and he's not playing Toxic Barrels. Electronic over at Sandbags. They're going to be fighting from the back of the bomb site. Perfecto up top to peer over the smoke. Would like to find someone around the edge, but great utility usages force him off the angle. Perfect flashbang.
Nice shots from Boomich. Would have thought the follow-up would have been in Refresh's favor because it was a similar angle. He could almost see the muzzle flash from the AK, but couldn't quite locate it fast enough. Boomich Down to 30 HP, but now it's on Bits, and he has long. He's still worried there's someone behind him. Shadow showing easy first shot. He's going to keep his attention in the sight, knowing that they're wrapping it around 11 seconds. Stowen has to hold this. Backing away, they're not going to go for it. He's out. Stowen doesn't have the confidence to have KD and cover him off, and as they try and fade away, here comes Electronic. Stowen needs to stay alive as well. Time's gone now, and he needs to keep the AK in play. That's aggressive to slide out. Man, oh man, he stays up, though.
Yeah, that's an attitude swing. Well, he wanted that fight so bad. He might have just mistimed it. Maybe he was thinking he'd go down before the time. Regardless, 5-4. NaVi survive a tough scenario. Even with the opening 2 kills, Heroic realize they've put so much pressure on this bomb site. They've had so much success, and that's kind of the play off your previous success, right? That's a strategy that's called due to the success you've had at the B bomb site the previous 2-3 rounds, pressuring there. 2 players, you activate them to try and go for the kills. At least the trade onto Boomich would have made that way more effective. And then your other 3 players are working towards A, because you know they likely cheated, likely had someone just slide over a bit further than usual.
Electronic inside of the cubby at water is going to try and hold door and make sure no one can come through the tunnel. That is a smoke. The gray was as such that I thought the door was actually still closed, but it's not. You can see straight through it now. Meanwhile, check it long. Down with the knife, using the corner wall as best he can. Bit, I'm not sure he spotted that, but when we got to his perspective, was already rotating over to his left anyway. Now, this is a one and done. Pending repeak, but it's a tough position.
It's a one and done if there's 2 players there.
Exactly that, yeah.
Although you could make the argument Boomich in the last round was in a one and done position. Ooh, it's actually a nothing.
None and done.
Yeah, that would have been better. Electronic, gonna back away, gotta be careful. Oh, the off angle, shush, started moving right at the last second.
Slow reaction.
Yeah, fortunate frag for Electronic. We're evened out, although considering the HP on Cadian and Tess's, they can get cleaned up rather easily. Just a stray bullet that Cadian catches is gonna take him down. And he can't sit back with an op. He's got to be forward with the AK-47 this round. He's going to try and activate refresh through this smoke and monster tunnel. Oh, that's perfect. That's such a perfect flashbang. Perfecto had him covered, but indeed he lost the battle. And the bomb is just lurking up long. It's a fake. It was a ruse all along.
Boomich, though, getting 1 kill. They're already rotating back. Simple's got Cadian covered off. What's the read on this? They instantly knew. Simple's on the turn, and he's got Tessus as well. You were absolutely right. Perfecto tried to cover, but couldn't do it. Boomich is on the case. What a read. I'm not sure what it was that caused it, but Simple catching out Cadian inside a connector was massive.
Let's talk about it again, because NaVi controlling that central staircase is so important so far in this game. A couple flanks, that one again, massively impactful. And look at the way Heroic's working on the map. They're doing a lot of probing towards the B bomb set, a lot of 2 or 3 player plays to activate someone to put him through the smoke. This time it was a fake. The extremities are what Heroic is focusing on, which means NaVi has complete control and information upon that passageway between the bomb sites whenever they've pushed up to get aggressive in that scenario. It's working wonderfully, that philosophy that NaVi's brought into this defense. It's working wonderfully. They still only have a 2-round lead.
Shush with an odd shot.
That has just been an accident. It happens.
Tap the mouse. Yeah, he's got one of those very finicky...
They're pros. They're not perfect.
Mouse clicking devices. Buttons. That's the word I was actually looking for. Couldn't think of it, bizarrely.
Nice.
Yep, but it happens. Does. I have a mouse like that. You rest your hand on it too graciously, and boom, you click. Thankfully, I swapped that mouse out.
Good on you. Simple with an off angle out towards long. He's going to get blinded, though. Flashbang coming in. Simple. Oh, the peek was a little bit quick. Tessus is thinking he wants to clear the corner. Simple at the off angle is able to catch him before that flashbang pops, before the timing. And now Heroic has to deal with this. They can't let Simple just sit here, because it does look like they want to move towards long. And good on her. We're going to refresh, excuse me. Doesn't even take any damage.
Oh, he wanted that fight. He was immediately on the move to Simple. Not scared of that at all. Bit, meanwhile, on the site, blinded, has Boomich covering inside of the truck corner. Good first find, refresh gone. This time around, couldn't follow it up. Flower pot position, headshot shows, and Shush was able to get the shot over top of it. Flank for Electronic, good for 1.
Again.
And Cadian's gone. 7 seconds trying to get the AWP out. Tagged once, but despite slowing his movement down, he will get far enough back for safety.
There's been some awesome stuff from Heroic, and they're not playing a bad game at all, but it does feel like tactically to a certain extent, NaVi has the upper hand so far in some of these reads. Electronic is a menace on the flanks, and obviously that is just good positioning from Simple, as Tessis is hyper-focused on the corner. And due to that presence, able to rotate a third player, Perfecto and Boomich, to those bomb sites. Or to the A-bomb site to be there. Timeout taken. This is from Heroic as they want to discuss things and talk things over. Listen, we'll just refer it again because since we had Katie and we gotta pick his brain a little bit. And one of the things we talked to him about was the idea of how many timeouts you want to kind of use. And I mean, one thing he mentioned is on the T side, you can afford to like kind of burn an extra timeout if you really feel like it's necessary. It's easier to adapt when you're on the CT side, he said. So they haven't been in any kind of a hole that's forced them to burn timeouts early or anything like that.
I think that's absolutely true, just looking at the fundamentals of Counter-Strike, right? You play CT, you're usually relying on one or two guys. Okay, we're going to go aggressive. Okay, flash me in. Okay, maybe I'll hold this angle. T side, you got a lot more coordination that you've all got to kind of be on the same page. So yeah, I can understand that. Smoke down, Cadian is through that. The early Molotov was already placed as well. There's a second one that covered off the door to the park. Bit, ooh, he wanted to go that direction, knowing that they were going to be held out, but he gets the fountain instead. Problem with the fountain, obviously, is that they can go through the park and get behind him, so he's going to back off that angle entirely.
Yeah, and he's been aggressive there once or twice, and I think he's gotten caught once. That time hiding behind the fountain, Cadian was jumping to try and bait out a shot that didn't come from Bit. Simple surely will check behind him when that Molotov clears. He's got Shush in the staircase beneath. Oh no, excuse me, he's not even in the staircase. I read the minimap wrong. Tough angle, especially with Bit there in support. Good kill from Simple. Great trade from Cadian, and Bit's not fast enough.
Shush, a couple shots speculatively toward the smoke. Perfecto on the drain sewage grate. He's gonna find two from that position. It's a texture spot. You get up high, dark pipes or rather steel behind you, and the CT texture, it can work out well.
It's a really difficult spot to clear without a flashbang. Really, really tough, and you can see why. Perfecto gets the early glimpse, even gets aggressive, tapping away a dink onto Cadian. 20 seconds, Cadian's at 10 HP, bomb is down in Monster Tunnel. They'd have to commit to the B bomb site even if they were able to recover it, so Cadian's gonna call it off. It's gonna be a save for Heroic, these final two players, and they have no money outside of these two guys. These are gonna be the only weapons that Heroic can bring into the next round. 4-round lead for NaVi. So they survived a lot of really, really dangerous and high-pressure rounds from Heroic, who ripped that economic control away pretty early, but it's back in NaVi's hands now.
Back in their hands, and getting a bit of an extension, because, as you say, 7-4. Did look like it was going to be closer for a while. Simple, I believe it was yesterday in the series against Astralis, had 89 kills. Not anything ridiculously crazy for his standards, but still has been solid throughout this tournament, and as Maui said, is at the peak of his form. Still very close distribution right now, aside from Cadian on the Heroic side. Katowice, you go back to the group stages, and Shush was the highest rated. Or was it Stowen or Shush? I think they had moments each. Maybe it was Stowen that was the highest rated in the group stage.
Stowen was playing like a beast.
Yeah.
That was like a coming out party for Stowen. Just being like cementing some status as kind of the star player of Heroic. Cadian takes a lot of the attention, obviously, for some incredible plays he's had in his career, and just the personality, but Stowen has been a beast. Electronic towards Sandbag, spots the shoulder of one. He knows he's likely boxed in, and Boomich is going to peek from the other angle. They're trying to keep Electronic tucked into the corner. Boomich comes in for some support, and again, they don't want anything to do with the fight, so NaVi force away the attack. They sweep it aside. 3 versus 5 for Heroic.
Passively inside of the site, though, they're going to concede Monster once again and try and just cover this when they cross over. So Monster flashed. Stown already on the Sandbag position. They've got Heaven as well. Don't forget, Simple is there with the AWP. He's going to use the railing so we can see a little bit closer as well. Smoke to cover the catwalk position. But who's above that? Electronic, waiting the whole time, and he can fall off that angle. It's hard to wall, but he goes back up for more. Wrong decision for him to make. As he goes down, Stowen uses it in reverse, and he knows there was one to his right, but he's worried of Ramp, because when he swings out, it's Simple's AWP that he has to contend with next. He likes to go with the pistol instead, though, from that range.
Took a little while to finish him off. Bullets not quite connecting the way Simple would have liked, but it's all good. 9-4. NaVi looking dominant, and another timeout is going to be taken by Heroic as they want to talk things over. Still, Money's in an awkward place because Katie and Shush survived after the time and kept their guns alive. They're down at 3,500-ish. Everyone else is 5,300. These past 5 rounds, it's been 5 rounds straight for NaVi after losing 4 of 5 to Heroic earlier. But 5 rounds in a row, and they've done a great job of getting opening kills, of getting man advantages, and basically just shutting down access to the bomb sites. Whereas, you know, if you look at like the first 8 rounds of this half, Heroic was able to get into the bomb sites 4 times. Since this 5-0 run, 3 of these rounds have ended by timer, where Heroic hasn't even been able to move forward. They haven't even had the opportunity to try and press into the bomb site. They just had to save weapons. So NaVi's defense has just locked everything down here on Overpass. This is Heroic's pick as well.
Yeah, that's a great point. This is Heroic's pick. It's so easy to let it spiral when you're on the T side. That aggression's going to give something back, though. Refresh ready for Boomich to arrive. And as he falls, that'll give them the advantage to work with. 1:30 still on the clock. Molotov at the ready, so Kadian wants to get his teammates in. That's going to go straight toward the barrels. There'll be a counter Molotov, however, thrown by Perfecto, but perfect timing on the flash will leave him blinded up. How do they trip over each other? Tied their shoelaces together, and Electronic just absolutely watched them fall to the ground in front of him. Fires in and gets 2-4. It's Simple's on the flank already on the AWP. Stowen and Kadian. They manage at least to get the bomb down, but they have a tough situation. Completely surrounded. Easy shot for Simple into the side of Kadian, looking and distracted by the other direction. Smoke to dissipate. Now Stowen has ramp, but Electronic goes straight through, knowing he would at least get information, and they'd already cleared the rest of the site.
Imagine a world. You get the opening kill onto Boomich, who's being aggressive. You enter into the bomb site. You get a heads-up duel against Perfecto, who's caught out in the open, throwing a Molotov and blinded. He's taken down with ease, and then it all goes wrong. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong. You're swinging wide to support each other, and you just line up for Electronic spray. Bit's able to get aggressive and find Testas before he can fall back and meet up. It's brutal. Heroic did so many things right, and still NaVi's able to recover in the round. Good double from Electronic. That was obviously the moment the round turned.
So 10 already for NaVi. And the weird thing is they've had incredibly strong opening maps. Day 1, AGO.
Yeah, you're right. Against Complexity as well.
Yeah, 16-1, then obviously the game that never ended. Complexity, great start. Great start yesterday against Astralis. That was obviously an Ancient. They went 16-4. This one's 10-4 right now, but it hasn't felt the same way. It has seemed close at times.
Yeah, well, I think, yeah, I don't want to say closer than the scoreline would suggest, but I mean, certainly because I think the nature of this 6-0 run, it feels very dominant at the moment, but Heroic have put enough rounds on the board to go into the second half with confidence.
I suppose the other aspect of that is if they do close it out with a one-sided scoreline, as I just said, they haven't been good at following that up.
Except against EG. They had a great first game against EG. They had a great second game against EG.
Well, that sounds like an EG problem.
Oh, how we laughed. Electronic again playing in the corner by Sandbags. Heroic's going to try and fall back and split this bomb site. This time there's no read from NaVi. Bid and Simple still parked at the A bomb site for the moment, although Simple's starting to shift over just now. This position, Electronic's been here frequently. They nade it, but they're not aware of the possibility. He just sneaks out. He's getting a lot of space to work with throughout this half. 30 seconds on the clock. This time for NaVi, there's no Molotovs, there's no smokes to stop these choke points. It's just one flashbang from Electronic to try and make this hit disjointed. But again, it's running down the clock. It's so late in the round. Heroic, nothing can go wrong.
Trust me, lots can go wrong, but for their sake, yeah, they better hope nothing does. Electronic is going to go up above. That flash timing forces him off. Perfecto's down below in the water as well, though. That means he can swing out, sprays for 2 on the M4A1S. He's got to go back to reload. When he does, Electronic came out. Poor man's had a rough round. He gets blinded and then absolutely domed when he peeks. But guess what? There's still 3 players alive right now for NaVi. And nobody else as they defuse the bomb, Jason. 11-4 at half. NaVi cracked this one wide open. We're going to take a break. Maybe you can crack a nice beverage wide open. We'll see you afterwards.
Hey Future Pros! The map today is Overpass, a map all about taking territory. So here is a little nade set to help garner some control around the bathroom area.
Camp, it seemed all jovial, considering the situation. They are down 11-4 right now. They'll swap over to the CT side. Their map choice, Overpass. But right now it's been NaVi that, as I mentioned before the break, cracked this wide open. I say that because it was a 4-4 scoreline at one point, Jason.
Yeah, it was at one point, and then it just all got ripped away. Heroic really in that last stretch where NaVi goes on a 7-0 run to close out the half, Heroic really struggled to find opening kills and opening success and create space initially at the start of these rounds and gain that map control. The few times they did, NaVi, again, just individual heroics, the double kill from Electronic that ruined everything. So pissed around, all important for Heroic. We all know that 11-4 scoreline, that gap can close much quicker than you'd expect. But in order to do that, you need the pistol round. Electronic going to go on a little bit of a bold lurk. Sees one at the angle over the other side of Graffiti and just doesn't want to mess with him. On an advantaged fight for the Glock. Shush takes that presence and rotates back. Electronic as well. Going to try and make some footsteps. He knows one's heaven. Still has no idea about Pit. He's trying to call out numbers, trying to gather information. You could see him jumping to let his teammates know. I think he spotted one or two more. He certainly knows there's two now, but unfortunately, he was way too committed to get away from Tess's shot, who's playing a great game so far. And now NaVi must move forward in a 4-on-5.
Lost indeed. Cadian taking substantial damage. But, oh my goodness, still the advantage. Make that doubly so. Good nade strike. A little bit late to deny the plant, but it makes things very awkward and favorable for the retake. Simple is behind box. He is removed. Tessis is just nailing heads this game. And we've got a pistol round again to the CT side, but this time that CT side is occupied by Heroic, so they'll get their 5th round. Yeah, Tessis has been great. I mean, not lighting up the scoreboard. It's not going to make your eyes pop when you see that he's 12 kills, 14 deaths, but some of the impact that he had in this game has been absolutely incredible. You can get a little bit of a B-Stream update for you. Astralis versus Complexity going on. And just so we know, hang on, Astralis, if they want to move on to the playoffs, they have to beat Complexity, or they can lose 1-2 to Complexity, and AGO can beat EG. Correct. That would get them through to the playoffs as well. So Complexity need their North American brethren to get a win there. Well, at Complexity, if they 2-0 it, though, they can still get through. Yes. That's ridiculous. That was the meme. Yep. That I didn't choose. That you didn't choose. Well, now you know why I picked it as the best, but it's all right. Rock, paper, scissors was a decent enough tiebreaker. Yeah, that was a good battle. I respect that war. Grueling battle. I'm a bit disappointed. I'm rusty. I haven't played rock, paper, scissors in a minute. I think I would have had you otherwise. We play that rock, paper, scissors tomorrow. Yeah, because it's totally not random and, psychological in any way. See, that's the thing. People who suck at rock, paper, scissors always think it's random. It's not. Nah. See, I knew you thought I'd double bluff, but I didn't. Can't triple stamp a double stamp. Next time we'll just Rochambeau for it. Okay. Good old Rochambeau. Yeah. I go first, though. Of course. 6-round lead for NaVi, but this round did go to Heroic, so still in this Hero AK-47 on Simple, the sole rifle that NaVi has to try and turn this round in their favor. No one else is invested. Oh my God. What a find. That's so sick. It's like... It's uncanny, isn't it? It's just crazy how much he's like. I guess we see it in this perspective and it works, and so we think it's amazing. There's a lot of times that they do just. I mean, they are just spraying it preemptively, and it doesn't work out. But it just seems like it happens so much at a pro level compared to everything else. Cadian's gonna take down Boomich. Follows that up. Good little juke and jive behind the truck. The man apparently can drive. He's got 3 from that position. That's gonna give him enough to win out the round as Stowen comes in. Electronic falls. Electronic
hits him. If that was a second headshot, just turn off the lights. Game's over from there. Oh, great recovery from Cadian, stepping up massively for Heroic to keep him in the round to save the day. Triple kill for him, and Heroic lives on. But however, it is going to be another buy, so Simple sees the jump, goes for the spam, and actually, I mean, Shush could have just kept going to the right, he would have been safe, but he gets lured into a Pika spam battle that Simple's able to win. Simple stuck on the Deagle. Normally it's Boomich who passes over some kind of a rifle in this round, and he'll play with the Deagle. Bit's got an opening kill out towards long. Stown getting aggressive. Solo aggression, because Heroic wanted to stack 4 players at the B bomb site. Tesses is going to have to shift away. And NaVi is ready for the follow-up information peek, or are they? Oh, good kill from Shush. And Simple still keeps it in a man advantage situation for NaVi, but he wants one of them rifles.
Simple. It's Cadian that's on the pillar this time. MP9, the AK, is trying to take advantage of this bonus round, but well done from Cadian. Brings the money into a lovely position. Getting kills on an SMG. My God, I thought that was going to go his way as he peeked it perfectly behind the utility, but Simple's got other ideas. Absolutely. 1 HP. I don't need to say it because 20,000 people in chat will.
Yeah, that's wild. What a great shot from Simple, just crouching right into it with already low HP. I think they both unfortunately saw that flashbang coming from way too far away. I don't think that was quite the impactful pop flash that Heroic wanted it, that they needed it to be if they were going to win in that situation, because neither player was fully blind. That right there, Simple just sliding into the fight against Tesses. And it's back to pistols for Heroic. They fully invest into it. Deagles and 5.7s, which have, much like the Tech 9, have made a bit of a resurgence, them 5.7s. And NaVi's going to play a pretty standard round. No reason to go do anything crazy, anything silly. Nice shot from Simple, of course. Flashbang from Bit as well. Although I don't think Tessa's was necessarily blind, just a stunning headshot. Simple's going to press the envelope, and he'll get a nice timing out towards long that he can start walking up an angle that he can peek that Cadian might not expect out of the gates. Electronic coming back with the bomb as well. Bathroom control, staircase control. Electronic able to keep an eye on the B pushes. NaVi in the driver's seat here in round 19.
Simple. Still just trying to find an opening at any point in time. Stowen's positioning with a Deagle could very quickly find 1 kill. Oh, he's going to get impatient, though. Steps out to see what's going on, and he finds out the harsh way that Boomich is on the other side with the AK. Simple. He's forced forward. 5-7. Boomich gets that kill as well, and now Simple, being as close as he is yet to be spotted, is going to try and make clean contact. Line up, though. Oh, my goodness. I thought he might get 2, because Simple's low enough. 6 HP. And Electronic finds the 1 man missing in the equation as he lurks into B. 13-6 for NaVi.
Yeah, and we had a B stream update previously. We'll get you a C stream update here in a second. That's uncanny. That's tough. NaVi playing that so patiently, waiting for the information play. So we said Complexity would just love have the benefit, the safety net of Evil Geniuses actually winning their series. And it's at least tied up. It was at one point, what, like 7-11, I think, when we saw at some point at halftime. Now it's a little bit closer. So EG fighting back right at the end to help kind of boost their North American brethren towards an opportunity at the playoffs. 13-6 here. Pistols again. This time unarmored, this time unupgraded. But at least all 5 players at this bomb site. Although Boomich's MAC-10 is a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, I thought he was done for. He looked away. Somehow, someone kill him, please, maybe? Just a thought. You know, if the 3 of you are going to take turns, you might as well. Or just walk out and let Perfecto take you down as... Well, that's ridiculous. 5 HP for Boomich.
Yeah, that's brutal. Not sure exactly what happened there. Nothing too crazy, just missed shots. Electronic's going to slide out. There was a boost in the back. It's not going to do a whole lot of damage. 14-6 is going to be the scoreline, and Heroic's at the point in the game where you kind of just have to keep buying over and over again no matter what. Thankfully, next round they should be able to get a pretty hefty investment. All the bells and whistles, all the M4s, all the ops, all the nades. Excuse me, not all the ops. Just the bells, no whistles.
No whistles.
No kits either. Let's see.
Like at this, yeah.
I think they're kind of like, I think they're trying to, I think at the moment they're trying to like juggle the aggression, right? Like when he shifts his aim over to that player, they hide in cover, and Boomich just happened to be aiming at the right place at the right time, and because they're trying to juggle so much, they don't commit to the fight. Doing my best to help him out there.
Yeah, you're really analyzing. When 3 players peak 1, you know, I expect something.
I'm doing my best, Matt.
Yep, it was good. Well done. You can tell you're North American because you're trying to justify really terrible plays.
I've got a lot of experience with that one over the years. All right, Electronic hiding. Bit working out mid. That's a Galil in hand. 1 player to find. The elbow is there. Can't land the shot. Tesses goes down to 51. No one in position to trade. This might be 1 for 1, but Electronic's not going to swing wide enough. He's not ready for that. So good opening 2 kills for Heroic. It would be so good for this comeback, for any feeling that this comeback is possible, if you can at least keep players alive. If you can at least keep them alive in a victory, and all of a sudden we're even right back up. Tesses maybe a bit early on that flank attempt.
Can't give away these man advantage situations. Not in a game like this. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, but they're feeling so much pressure. They're feeling all the weight of skipping that round, of trying to make something happen when they've had a 2-man advantage, of trying to get a jump on this attack. This might be a great play. Mid-round long push in towards bathrooms. Electronic's timing is everything. Cadian waiting. He'll at least get spotted out. He'll at least, oh dear, not only will he get spotted out, he'll get his head ripped off. Electronic 9 HP, and that's an immediate headshot. And Cadian's the only one at the bomb site. Refresh is rotating back right now. Simple and Perfecto can hear it. They're gonna find a free site. 8 seconds on the clock. I think Refresh, you might as what a tough call to make. I don't think he was really in position, but I think the only play to try and win this round was Refresh just going through that smoke and trying to stop the plant. But you also are in the back of your head are saying, man, we need everything we can get in the next round.
Yeah, well, absolutely. But unfortunately, this one conceding 5 on 3, and NaVi pull it back to win it out. Not losing another member after that point in time. And an A plant, Electronic with low HP is already looking. They've got plenty of money, knowing that this will be map point now for NaVi. So Shush and Refresh just trying to stay together-ish so that they can get information for one another, but not so together that they'll also be found. They're covering off each angle. Electronic's not going to go any further. Just gets back out toward the T-stairs, but we've got map point already. And I do mean already. I thought at the start of this, I mean, I was even saying to Heroic, this is more the scoreline we expect, and then they've just appeared.
This is what we touched on in the first half. NaVi's had some great opening maps throughout this group stage. We said the same thing yesterday against Astralis. We were like, yeah, man, we walked into this room like ready to strap ourselves in and buckle down for like a grueling 3-map series.
Then we did get one.
Yeah, we did, but NaVi trounced him like 16-4 in that first map, and it was like, huh, this is not what we expected at all.
Even Katie was here to cast. He's like, well, thanks, boys. Appreciate that one.
He's like, that's it? Yeah.
Well, that's all you guys do?
Yeah.
Why are you guys such divas about it? Just to note, Mirage is next. We haven't seen a whole lot of Mirage. Again, we touched on it. The only map that's never been out of the pool, and therefore it's become quite a stalemate for many teams. You have Nuke after that if required, and I'll make that note because it could very much be required. Even with the scoreline as it is right now. 2 kills for Electronic in the last round. He's been pretty solid this game. He's been caught off a few times, but, well, I say pretty solid. He leads the way at 20 and 13. Testis is going to go aggressive this time toward the fountain. It's Bit that takes the early damage. There was a Molotov thrown, the standard default one, and he'll put the tree Molotov down so that Cadian can't get up close and cover the stairs angle. He then decides to fall back inside of the bathrooms. Tessis and Stowen down below. Stowen running up the stairs. That's information to at least one player rotating back because that will have been heard by the position of Perfecto. He's going to hear Tessis as well. I think Perfecto's going to sneak up behind him. I think Tessis is done for. Perfecto, he's making a lot of noise though. Tessis didn't even turn around to it. The Molotov, I guess, behind him, he didn't hear it, but he's going to get away from it either way, so it doesn't amount to a trade. Thought certainly Perfecto had his number.
Oh, good shot from Electronic walking up. It's Boomich as well. Sometimes you got to take him down to get the frag at the end of the day. Boomich has found his way, and that's very Keanu Reeves of him. Speed reference right there. Stown up top. Tessis as well. But they got to play the post plant. They're going to try and slow things down, try and get one through the smoke. Almost perfectly timed for Boomich. However, Simple is going to step forward as Perfecto picks up the bomb.
Well, prevents the plant. Simple. Stepping out, manages to get Tessis down. He's going to go again. Stowen drops, and the bomb is planted. Not only did he protect, but he perfected the situation. Cadian, the only one left. They know that he's likely not going to be coming around from CT spawn, so Simple ready to pick. Oh, he didn't see him. His shin shows. That gives Cadian the chance to strike, knowing he was going back towards CT, and he's not done there. Perfecto tagged to 67, tries to get to the pillar. Cadian's going to put him down through the wood, and we are not done yet. We'll go 15-7.
Yeah, great round from Simple to step forward and get those kills, but also an incredible round from Cadian. What a nice clutch for him to have in a 1 versus 2. Timing was perfect as Simple had just turned away. Expected that push from Cadian to come a little bit early. So Cadian keeps him alive, at least for the moment, 7-15. Touched on some of the other streams and some of the other win conditions. Mentioned EG helping out their North American brethren by making their match competitive on the C stream. Well, someone who's trying to help out his European brethren in Astralis is Fiku on AGO. He's got 40 kills in 26 rounds of Dust 2.
Man, oh man. Funny thing is, at dinner time, they were all eating at the table behind me. And he was AGO. And Fiku was by himself on my right at his own little table.
Okay.
He did have someone come join him at the end. I didn't see who. I think Furlan maybe went over and sat with him for a second, but it was like, yeah, maybe he's channeling that.
Yeah, maybe he likes a bit of solitude. You know, maybe he's got to get himself in the right mindset.
Yeah.
Listening to some aggressive music. All on his own.
I do that sometimes, usually while laying in the bath.
Aggressive music in the bath. Odd choice.
Oh, makes perfect sense, Jason.
Heroic need 8 rounds more for overtime. That would be 9-0 run if they want to take us there. Simple around the smoke. We've seen him close out some rounds. We've seen him open up some rounds. This is another one of those. 1 for 1 as Stown cleans up the kill that Refresh began. Cadian is pushed in mid. He hears all this. Bit turning the corner is going to go down. Good job from Cadian. Map control, that shrinks the map. Electronic is going to come back to try and put a stop to this. They do have control of the bomb, however. Perfecto in the stairs, waiting for his moment. Boomich as well, listening for intel at the B bomb site. So for the moment, NaVi's attack is stalled out. They're going to have a discussion how exactly they want to recover this 3 versus 4.
It's actually ridiculous that Fiku got 40 kills in 27 rounds. Electronic is still waiting outside of the monster tunnel, sees a few tracers go through it, so he's well aware of the activity on the other side. Tries to spray back.
The nice thing for Heroic in this round is because of the rare man advantage as you go into the mid round and into the late round eventually, you don't have to make the information play. We've seen them caught a number of times pushing, trying to get a jump on where they think NaVi's going to end up, trying to get a jump on a flank. This time they don't have to worry about that kind of a play. They don't have to worry about pushing forward. It's NaVi who's got to make the move. I think Shush will hear all this as well, because Boomich is stomping like a rhinoceros. Rhinoceroses. I turned it into a dinosaur.
But, well, I like it. Boomich, ramp, headshot showing, tough shot to hit when Cadian's moving as he is, but when he comes back out, he's moved up slightly higher, bigger target, bigger success as he goes around Stalin as well. Tessa's the only one left alive, manages to somehow pull that back very quickly, 2, and almost the 3rd. Little does he know, he sprays into the smoke and Perfecto gets hit, but he has the balls to go for more, and 16-7, Perfecto takes the one-on-one, and NaVi take the first map.
Yeah, no matter what his HP is, when you're peeking from the bottom of that ramp, it's a tough fight. A little bit of a headshot NaVi for small target. NaVi very convincing in the opening map, and as we've said, they've done that throughout the group stage. It's the second map where we've seen some struggles, some issues within